Hey everybody, it's BDC. Thanks for checking out this video. Today we are playing Valheim, and I am going to build a starter house. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days on how I want to do it, and basically it's going to be a 6x6 house on a flat plot of land that I'm going to flatten out with the hoe tool. And it's going to have Workbench in it, I think 2 campfires with some of those cooking things, those cooking racks. Can't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but those guys. And it'll have a chimney, a roof, doors, interior lights, the whole 9 yards. And basically the idea behind this is to craft a starter house as if you were a new player. So this is a follow-up to my getting your first character started video that I've got up already. So it's be kind of like a second part. The house is going to be all wood, and of course, because that's your starter material, and I'm going to try and make it accommodate 2 or 3 players. So it won't be too huge. It's not going to be some big mammoth fancy project. It's more of a simple thing. I'm going to try and stick to that theme, so I'm not going to go crazy with extra stuff on it, but it should be able to fully accommodate, a small group of 2 or 3 players, assuming that I can get a few beds in there that'll act as spawn points. Anywho, I'm going to go through the entire process on this, and if I have done my job as a good content creator for YouTube, I will have placed timestamps down below in the description. And so down there, if you don't want to watch all the fluff and all the killing and the hunting and wood gathering and all that stuff that's going to be in this video, because this is going to be a straight from end to finish process, then you can just skip straight to the timestamps to the different parts of whatever I'm doing, and just do that. So I have no idea how long the video is going to be. I just decided, you know what, I'm going to record the whole thing from start to finish, and that's it. So starting tools, we have a torch, we have a club, we have a slightly beaten up stone axe, and we have a hammer. Now, I found a plot of land on this little local game of mine that I'm playing that I like. It's a little bit foggy right now. It was a little bit nicer earlier, but I'm probably going to flatten out this area up there and do that. Again, it'll be a 6x6, and it's going to have a gable-style roof on it. Basically, it's a slope. I'm going to be using the 26-degree thatch pieces, and I'm going to have a chimney on it, and it'll have a cap made out of thatch as well for directing smoke up and out of the house, and all that jazz. And it will be able to accommodate all the basic stuff, like I already mentioned. So let's get started. So first, what I need to do is I need to gather enough wood to make a starting workbench, and from there I'm going to be able to get my my hoeing tool made to start flattening a chunk of the ground that I need. So we're going to start mashing down some of these small trees, maybe 1 or 2 of these large ones, and get going. Hopefully I'm not bothered too much out here by critters, the gray dwarfs in particular. It shouldn't be too bad. It's just me and I'm on my local game here. This guy is still brand new, by the way. I mean, he's got very little in the way of skills or what have you. He's the same character that I used for the starting your first character or getting your first character started video, whatever the name of it was, that I did a few days ago. So he's not fancy. So this is an accurate representation of what it would be like if you were on a new character, slumming it and doing all this the hard way. So, let's see. I may wind up building a supplemental campfire outside, because I'm going to have to deal with, food and critters and all that jazz. I want to be able to cook and survive while I'm doing this, so... So anywho, one good thing about this this spot with the river is I have access to flint. So if I really wanted to, I could go straight to a flint axe, but I don't really want to ruin the authenticity of what I'm going for here. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of like this spot right here. So let's see. We'll go to our hammer and crafting. Gonna get our first workbench down. Now, you don't have to have a roof over this to use this for building. You can go straight to crafting and laying stuff down, but so like say if I want to build building pieces down, I can do that. But since I need to access it for the tool, to build the hoe tool, I need to put a couple of stupid little walls around it, and then a goofy little thatch thing here. So that's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. Here, actually, let's do it off that, because this thing's not exactly perfect. Station is too exposed. Okay, that's interesting. Like I said, this is going to be authentic, so wanted to go through the whole thing. Here's you know, the real life in-game expectations of what somebody will run into. So I'm assuming by it being too exposed, let's build that around it. See if that helps. Boom. Okay. So that might be something new with this version. I think 0.145 or 0.146, whatever the update was today. That seems to be a new thing. So in here, I'm going to make sure I can keep my starter tools here repaired. And I want to get that built. So I need 5 wood and 2 stone. So with stone, I could probably just pick it up, actually. Yeah, that ain't gonna do jack. The axe does not work on these stone chunks, so we have to run around in the field and actually grab it like that until we get a pickaxe. Now on here, I don't have that pickaxe that's made from the antlers with the boss and all that jazz. So I'm really having to pump it this way. So, let's see, give me my hoe tool, and let's make him, yeah, let's keep him, no, let's make him number 7. Okay, I'll go ahead and talk to the bird and get this out of the way, because he's going to bother me for an hour if I don't. And he'll pop up in everything that I'm trying to do. Okay, so, with the hoe tool, we are going to level the ground. So, I'm not exactly sure what a 6x6 is going to be, but some of this will be built into the ground slightly. I want to try and get this as flat as possible. I don't like these rocks. This was unexpected. I don't have a means of being able to get rid of them, so let me go off to the side here and see what I can get away with. This actually would be better since it's closer to the workbench. The workbench has only so big of a build radius, and for those that are new to this, you can see the build radius of it as that white ring that's spinning around. That's how you know how far out you can build on this, or from that one. But ideally what we'll do, once I get this ground flattened out to where I like it, then we will move the workbench inside once I start putting up walls and all that jazz. As far as how flat this is probably good to start. I don't mind that there's a little bit of a raised grade right there. So, foundation pieces. We need to go get some wood for that. So, I'm not going to mess with the stump. Pro tip for y'all out there that are new to this game. You can hit these stumps, but do not do them close to your structure, because when they get finished being busted up here by the axe, they will go flying in the air and they will destroy stuff, and that's happened to me. So I'll just stick to this right here. Let's see, I want to gather a good chunk of wood. Let me wind up in one of those trees. Tempted to go upgrade to a flint axe, but I'm not going to do it. I want to keep this as authentic as possible. Go ahead and take one of these down. At least the wood cutting skill is going up. So the workbench, the one sitting outside, is going to be critical for much of this. That is really truly the starting spot. Once you get the stone axe made, of course, you have to do that to be able to really get any significance significant amount of wood to be able to construct a structure. But yeah, once you get that going. Oh, a neat little trick, by the way. So you see these little guys out here? They have a nice little rolling log. There you go. You can use it. You can roll them over. Here, let me get rid of this thing of it. See if I can show this off. All right. Hey, critter, how you doing? If you have a log that's not stuck, you can squish them and roll them over with this thing and kill them, and it's a lot of fun. So I hit him once, but may not be able to finish it. I'm not gonna belabor the point too much because I'm actually task-oriented right now. If this were me on Twitch and doing a game stream, I would have totally had a lot of fun with that, and it would have turned into 10 minutes of drama. You know, me trying to kill that thing with a big giant rolling log on the ground. Also, for new players, these guys don't like fire, so they can get deterred from your torch pretty easily. Let's see. Okay, so I am going to. How much resin do we have? Let me go ahead and plop down this under furniture. A standing wood torch is really handy, give you a little bit of ambient light. So I need to determine the build size of this based on my initial 6x6. So we're going to do foundation. The foundation's simple. It's these wood floor pieces. So I need to determine what a 6x6 is going to be. So let's see. Yeah, I can use this. Okay, so that'll be foundation piece 1, 2, 3. That'll be kind of my anchor spot. Now, there is a such thing as an anchor on this in terms of foundation stuff and all that. Let's see. If it'll let me flatten the rest of this out, I may have to take it down. Or I have to start back over. I may have to wind up doing that here. That said, this is going to be an authentic thing. So let's take him out and place these back down. So back to foundation. One of the things about building in this, and I got distracted there for a second. One of the things about building in this game, you notice how the pieces are blue. It means they have good solid contact to the ground. They have a good footing, is probably the terminology I would use for that. They have a good footing on the ground, which is what we want. And so they're reliable to build on past that. I hope this is going to work. I've got 4 down. I want 6 across. And I don't want to have to build columns to build a floor, although I could simulate something like a crawl space on a real house and raise it up. But I want this to be the immediate floor. I may have to wind up going around this one more time and get this right. Or this may be too further down, or I'll have to start... well, let's find out where this is going to go. Yeah, this should work. Okay. I don't care about my standing torch. I can make another one. No big deal. There you go. Okay. Might as well pick these dandelions. Go. And since I'm looking at this, I may wind up avoiding those rocks over there and building a little bit further back. I don't have a pickaxe to be able to mess with this, and I don't want a big giant rock in the middle of the house. So, back over to our floors. And let's see, where were we at? There we go. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And our torch is going bye-bye again. Gonna go ham, trying to hoe and flatten the ground. Something totally wrong with the name of this tool, but it's fun nonetheless. So 6x6 is my goal. This extra space out here, I can probably use that as the front of the house and have it face the river out here. Third tries a charm for our standing torch. Let's get him right there instead. And back to flooring. So let's see, we have two. That's off one. No, it wasn't off one, it's that I'm blind. Okay, so we have a 3x4 so far. I want 6. I want to have it a 6x6 square. Take a little bit more of this ground out here. Take the ground out, not add to it. Things a little bit funny. Sometimes you think you're taking it out, but you're really not. Okay. Take him out and go back at it. It may take several attempts back and forth at doing this because I'm building this on slightly uneven ground. So this is what, 5 across? Yeah. Alright, let's try that again. Really want this to be right the first time, and I don't want dirt and crap in the house. So, I'm gonna have a look of it so far. We missing wood? Alright. Time to go get more wood. I need to set up a campfire and cook this stuff, because I'm down at 10 health and not doing very good. I chopped another log up, didn't I? Yeah, come here. Go away. Alright. Before I get too distracted with this, do I have stone to build a campfire? Not. I need to go grab more stone. There you go, buddy. Hot enough for you? These guys come out more at night, and they're very annoying. So this is something that you have to deal with as a noob. Even though they're easy to kill, they're still pretty annoying. What's that? Piece of resin. Go away. Go away. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, come here. There you go. Enjoy that. Probably have to build another one of those here pretty soon, so. I used to play in a guy that's already got a well-built house and all this other fancy jazz, and being able to peel through a lot of this, so this is a little bit rough. Here we go. Some stones right there. Bunch of them. Alright, campfire time. Let's go ahead and get this built out, then we'll finish the foundation work. So, campfire, and then under crafting, we will get a little goofy cooking station down, and that'll allow us to place our meat down. Now, I built in an area here, or I'm starting to build an area here, where we've got these little neck critters. So, I have access to these necktails, which are very, very good food. Let's get all that stuff fixed up. Alright. Get our grub on. It'll give me something. I don't need a lot of health out here. Okay, and let's see. Back to building. Back to floor. Okay, so we have 4. Alright. Am I already out of wood again? Yeah, I didn't get it. Alright. Let's go get a lot more this time. I don't like having to stop and start in the middle of all this. And as badly as I want to cheese it and get the flint axe, I'm not going to. I'll just stick with this and do it the hardcore, old-fashioned way. There we go. These logs that stick up out the ground, these kind of moss-covered ones, these are excellent for building or gathering wood for doing your first bit of building on a new game with a new character. You don't have to sit there and whack on the tree for half an hour to get the log to come down. And it's not dangerous or anything like that. One of the things that that is a thing on this game is, and it's explained in a couple of my other videos, is taking the logs down. Let me kill this guy. Critical hit on him. Taking the logs down, they can smash into other trees and and all this other stuff. They could kill you. I've had it happen to me. I've been hit by trees that were falling over. I've been rolled over by a log and killed, and so that's kind of some of the fun stuff that you have to deal with as a new player. You're usually unaware of that. But anyway, how are we doing on wood here? All right, we'll go ahead and push it and just grab one stack of this. So I'm curious, by the end of this video, if I were to tally up the amount of time that it takes in this to get all of the wood necessary to construct this. Because I still need to do the walls, and then the roof line, and then a little bit of interior room separation slightly. It's not a big, huge deal. But I'm going to set up kind of 3 sections in there, build a couple of doors, the kind of thing like that. So it's going to take a little bit of wood for all this. Let's see, I get a little bit more. Come on down. There you go. Okay, so far this is not quite as clean as I wanted it to be. I wanted to go in sections, flatten the ground, do the floor, do the walls, the whole thing. So it's not exactly where I wanted it to be, but I'm going to stick with what I got here. So floor and that piece down. I don't like the dirt. So we have 4x6 so far. I need to go back 2 more. The idea I have for this specifically calls for this size. And that rock is going to be in the way, and it's covering up my thing. So if this doesn't jive, then what I'll do is I will build shorty little columns all around here, and I will elevate this house slightly, which I may wind up doing since I can't get the ground to lay down the way I want it to. So, tell you what, I've already got a 4x6. Let's do it, see what happens. How about, or I could do a 4x4 cube and then go out like that. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I want to make this as simple as possible. That's the point of what we're doing here. But if this isn't jive, then I'll just raise it up. This looks like it's raising the ground back up rather than taking it down. I was hoping it by raising it, it would, or not by raising it, by lowering it, that would be its action of leveling it out. But if that doesn't work, then what we'll do is take out the existing material, and we will start from this steepest spot right there and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, then I will use short little columns. Think of them kind of like wood piers. And then I will build the house slightly elevated. It doesn't take much more or anything like that. My only thing here is simplicity, ease of building and construction, so it's not something you're spending all night doing. But also something that's structurally more sound on the house here. So let's try this. Let's see this first. Let's see if all these pieces anchor into the ground. This one's not. So he's green. He's not anchored into the ground well. So what we can do is make one more attempt at flattening the ground out from over here. See if it'll take more out. Actually, is there still a piece left there? There is. Get out of there. Alright. They make it look simpler than it actually is. On my private server that we're running with our group, I have this big, huge 2-story house that's built on a rock on the lake next to the ocean, and it's elevated with core wood supports and all this, which you can't see here because I haven't gotten core wood on this guy, and it's kind of fancy schmancy and everything. But I built it to be elevated on purpose. Let's try this. Alright, I want blue out of every one of these. Okay, this is still not right. So, I'm not going to cut this up and make it simple. You know, make it a short 15 or 10 minute long instructional video. Do this, 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 and you're done. Nope, I want this to be authentic. So tell you what, let's go ahead, instead of starting off with those pieces, let's just frame this thing off the ground slightly. Okay, so I'm going to start with one of these 1-meter poles. Okay, that is going to be our main anchor reference point. And I should be able to tag a wood piece on this somewhere. That should work. Okay. Now, since we're not going crazy with this structure, we don't have to go nuts with everything in it. Now, what you have to do from here is you have to place supports underneath it. They're blue. Come back over and look, and we're green, green, green here. So that's fine. These supports you can have these snap into the ground and snap to the side of the pieces and what have you. That is a thing on this. But so there's a couple of snap points that are on the sides here and all that of these things, but we're just going to do it this way. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 2 more. 5 and 6. And we will park 1 more here underneath it. And let's make sure it's supporting it. It is not. It's too low to the ground. So we will do an additional one. I'd rather not have him stick out the floor. Or maybe what we'll do, since he's at a corner, I will take the 2-meter long one and place him at the edge. Like yay. Well, he's partially into it, which is fine. That'll cover it. And if I really wanted to, I can place more underneath there. Okay. So since we've got those up, we can place more pieces here. Now I'm watching the color of these things. Anything that's blue that's in here is rooted into the ground. And green means good, basically, is how I look at it. I probably don't need him there. But I do want a couple more. He's not going to clamp into the ground right there. This kind of thing makes it slightly more complicated than I like it. But I can't get the ground to level out as well as I wanted it to. So we'll just call this building your first elevated home. How about that? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll place some of those taller columns around it. Snap them in place because they will anchor into the ground just fine. Then I can build my wall structure around it. So let's use this as an example. How about where these things meet up, we will do this. Okay. I'll match one over here. Then that should be fine for holding that floor down. Okay, so we have half of this constructed. Here we go. How am I doing on wood, by the way? Okay, I'm good. Okay, let's build a couple more of these. Just for kicks. Yeah, I'll do them right here. Okay. I don't want this house surrounded by a ton of these things, but I do want it to be well supported. And let's have a look at the middle here. Yellow, yellow. So the center needs more. These guys are fine. Out 2 points, but in the middle, we have a loss of support slightly. So let's see. We could I'm trying to think about where the design of the house is going to be. What I might wind up doing, once I start building walls in it and figuring out where things are going to go, I may knock a couple of those pieces out and then place some supports underneath it, then redo the floor. I don't know yet. I want to see where this is going to go first. This is going to be row number 5. And this is going to be row number 6. Oops. I don't know where he went. There he is. Come out of there. Grab you. Okay. So, to keep some symmetry with this, stay on the same plane as that guy. Put him down. And maybe I'll do one more in the middle over there. Where's the dead center on this? That yay? Yeah. Good enough for me. It's not the dead center, that is. So, let's fix that. Okay, so we got a couple spots in the dead middle here that are yellow. So what I want to do is address that really fast. Did I get all these correct? I didn't. This is off. This is not as middle as I thought it'd be. This is why we have the workbench out here, or one of the reasons. Get your tools fixed up. Okay. It looked even over on the other end, but whatever. Let's see how it looks here. Does that look centered, or is it one more over? I think it looks centered to me, so let's just go for it. Alright. That log is a little bit in the way. But this is going to have a wall around it, so it's not going to matter. Okay. So let's check out our center pieces here. Yep, we're yellow and yellow right here. So what I can do, I can take these guys out real quick, and then let's see about putting in a couple of these guys, because the ground here is nice and level. And let's see if that added support helps with placing these guys down and them being nice and green again. Ideally, I'd like to have all these being blue, with these floor pieces being on the ground. But if I can't get away with it, and if I have to do it because I'm having an issue with leveling the ground out, or I'm not doing it right, or who knows, whatever, then this is fine. I'll work with this. Okay, so we have our floor, and we have our foundation wooden piers, or columns, whatever you want to call them. We need to gather more wood, and then we are going to start building the walls, and then the 2 doors. And as I get going here, hopefully the idea I've got manifests itself properly. That's kind of what I'm seeing in my mind about this. So, chop some more wood, get our grub on. I need to go kill more of those lizards. I'm not going on my way to spend a lot of time hunting and all that. I suppose I could have stocked up on strawberries and, you know, what have you, or raspberries, excuse me, before coming out here, but give me that critical hit, and go ahead and give me the rest we have. But I kind of wanted to make this as authentic as possible, like I mentioned earlier already in the video. So, this is if you're a real new player, and you're really slumming it the hard way, you know, kind of a thing, so. At least my wood cutting skill points are going up. That's kind of nice. Okay, we got a couple other logs over here that are busted. If I take him down, he's gonna fall. Let's get at least another stack of wood. Yep, I figured that would happen. At least you guys are getting an accurate look at what logging in Valheim is like. What's actually like, you know, chopping all these trees down. Take him down this time. Alright, what are we doing wood-wise? Okay, almost at a stack, not quite. Come here, critter. Go away. Okay. Okay, we're at 62. I'll go ahead and take this guy down. And then we should have plenty of wood to be able to do much more on this. So I might improvise with a little bit of windows, and window work in this is with the use of half-height walls instead of the full-height walls. And it's kind of a, you know, considered more or less a dress-up thing. But I like doing it. I actually go a little bit nuts in building games, and I try to do a lot of fancy stuff and things. But in this, I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. Now, I initially, like I said, I'm going to repeat this, I did not want to do it this way. But since the whatever issue I had with the ground leveling, or the fact that I might not know what I'm doing with it or something, kind of pushed me in this direction, then at least for the sake of education in this video, it's something that's in there, you know. Alright, do I want to do anything else with these columns, or piers, whatever you call them? Let me move these over and make these more symmetric. We'll fix that real fast. So, I'll clean that up a little bit. Alright, one last check. Do we have any yellows? So you'll have different colors that show the strength of support for whatever it is that you're putting together. This is really noticeable on roofs. So I may actually wind up using, you know, 4 or 6 of these wooden columns or stacks of them. But that is something you'll notice in roofs. The colors you'll have are blue, which are rooted into the ground. That's a good thing. And then you'll have greens, and from there you have yellow, orange, red, and then pop. So you can be building a big vaulted roof or ceiling in this, and if it doesn't have proper supports that are footed into the ground, then you will place the piece down and you will see it go green, yellow, orange, red, and then it'll snap. So that is the thing. So for those of you that are watching this that are new to building, be mindful of that. Okay, so doors. Now, since this is 6 by 6, it is square, but it's not using even numbers. And the design that I had for doing this is to place these doors on the 3rd row on each side. So this is what we're going for here. Alright, and that one is not attached well. I want him on the foundation piece, not on the... there we go. I don't want him snapping to the column over here. And we're going to use some little stairs since we're off the ground slightly. And they're snapped to the floor piece. There we go. So you should be able to just walk up, open the door, come on in, walk out with no obstructions. Okay. Alright, so walls. Let's see, for part of what I'm doing here, let's do this. We're going to snap these to the door. This is what's going to be our level point here. This is the plane that we're using, rather, not our level point. You know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's right. Although I could snap them to the columns. The columns will yield me a little bit more real estate. Let me go ahead and do that and see what it looks like. Okay. That from over here as well. And let's see what we got. Let's double check and make sure. No, he's good. Actually, I like him spaced out a little bit further away. So let's use these columns as our reference point. Okay, so we're going to have windows over there on those sides. Maybe I'll go ahead and do another one over here. Alright. Okay, you know what? I need a building light, so let's do that. Okay, building. Let's get our other half piece. Now, one thing you might have noticed is with these pieces, I have them turned to where the flush side is on the outside. So it looks like a, for lack of a better word, a joist or a beam is what's connecting these things inside. So, alright, that's good. Let's go to our walls. And we're going to use these as our snap points instead of the walls themselves. Okay. Right. Turn him in. He's good. I'm feeling cold. I don't care. I'll be fine. Hopefully this is still going to wind up being even over there, and it is. Good. So this is our wall work. Yep. And those things are going to stick out slightly, but it's fine. I think it adds a little bit of flair to the house and makes it look like it's more structural. And it's one of those things, if you so want to dress it up, you can take those existing wooden piers that are put it into the ground and extend them up slightly to wherever the roof starts, and that would work just fine. Okay, let's double check elevations because I think he's too low. I can't tell if he's too low or not. He might be the only one that's too low. So let's take him out and let's retry him. Okay, that means that he is too low. Is that correct? Okay. Alright. We have a solid base all the way around here that's on one, well, partially level plane. So let's take these guys out since these guys are taller and I want the headroom. This is the way building goes in this game. You do a lot of knocking down and picking stuff up. Get this repaired real quick. Okay. Okay. So does the idea of starting with one frame of reference piece make sense? It's to ensure that everything else is level, unlike what just happened with what I was doing here. So that should be that for that. Yep, those things look level. This is going to be very important when I start doing the roof work because I want the ridge line, which is going to be the top of the roof, I want it to be level and not this. So windows, and I have one window over there. Let's correct. Like I said, windows are basically just half walls. So let's see. Level here. Are we on the same? We are not on the same plane. Okay, he is not correct either, so let's correct him. Snap him to the wall over here. Okay, we level. You're level. We'll be on the same plane going across. Let's find out. We appear to be. Good. Alright. Okay, so after a brief break, we are ready to do the roof. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a... It's going to be using the 26-degree thatch pieces. These guys. We're basically going to build what most people call a slanted roof or a sloped roof. It's technically something else, but that's what we're going to do. So for the sake of the game, let's do it the game way. Okay. Alright. So we're going to use these, where are they at? 26-degree little wood wall pieces, and they should snap onto here. So on the end of these window pieces here. So this is how we're going to do this. Now I'm going to wind up modifying a part of this to accommodate, excuse me, the chimney. And this will probably take a little bit of dress up given the fact that the ground down here is now depressed slightly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of those center squares over here. I'll move these support columns off to the sides, or use shorter ones and move them in. And I'll get to that in a minute, but I'm just kind of doing an explanation of what I'm going to wind up doing here. So this wall is going to wind up being modified. It's not going to be a straight sloped roof all the way across. So there will be a deviation over there. But let's see. Okay, so what we're doing here, I need to do one of these half wall pieces, and we'll just keep those on both sides. I want to make sure I put these on correctly. I did. Okay. I like everything to be level and correct and even. Snap him in. Snap him in as well. I don't want anything to be off or angled or anything of that nature. He's good. Okay. Then we need a full wall right here. So this is basically going to be kind of like a vaulted ceiling, more or less. It'll simulate something like that. We shall see when it is done. Then go back to these 26s, flip these guys around. Yeah. Okay, and this should start to be making sense for those of you that are paying attention. Okay. You get in there. Okay. One thing, actually, since we're doing roof work, that is handy here is to build a ladder after you kill the critter, the bad neighbor that's coming into your house. Come here. Get off my lawn. Alright. So, let's go back and build our ladder. We will do it right here, actually. This will be a good ease of access. So, ladder, right here. Place it up as high as you can go with it. They snap in place. Since this is a slightly elevated structure, I can do this. So now I have what's going to be direct roof access to this place. Alright, time to go get some more wood, and then we will come back and we will place the thatch pieces. So, let's see, do I have any existing logs out here? Yeah, there's a couple of small ones over there. We can take those guys down real quick. So let's see, it looks like we're about 45 minutes in so far on this. It's realistic. You can give yourself an hour, hour and a half, depending upon how far you want to dress it up. Me, I like to set up lights, I do shelving, and and I try to make it kind of have a homey feel. This is in any of the games that I play where there's house construction involved. So. Okay. Let's see, what do we got wood-wise now? Okay, 36. Want at least a stack, I want more. Look for some more of those logs that are covered in vegetation. They can save you some time. Some of these tree stumps as well that are next to some of these vegetation-covered logs. You can whack on these guys. I don't know what they give you wood-wise. Okay, I got a few out of that. But they are a thing. Some raspberries. One thing you have to do while you're doing this is you do have to keep up with food as best as possible. I'm not paying a lot of attention to it. I'm kind of in the zone right now with materials and crafting that whole 9 yards. But that is something you have to do. So we'll get that going. A little bit more wood. We got a stick yet? We have. That's actually a good amount right there. And wood is used to cover your cooking too. So you need to have a few of those for your campfire there. Okay, let me go grab a couple of necktails from down here. If I can see any. There's a couple of these little critters. This is probably considered fluff when it comes to house building, but it is accurate to the gameplay, so this will definitely not be a timestamp thing. I'll wind up skipping forward a bit here. There we go. I just want you for your meat. That sounds wrong. Come here, critter. There's a bunch of them over here. This is one of the reasons why I like this place, this location, to build, because you have access to all this meat out here. And this is really good meat for new players. Heck, even my more skilled dudes, since there's technically no levels in this game, I can't say my higher level guy, but my guy that's better outfit and has a whole fancy house and all this, I still go after these. So they're good for the necktails. So let's get this cooked up so I have another slot here. And that will increase your stamina bar for anybody who's watching this and is unfamiliar with the game. Your food, you have 3 slots down below, and depending upon what items you stick in there dictates your total amount of stamina and health that you have. Now you can get into the latter game, you can get crafted things like different types of meads or jams, the Queen's jam. Once you get a cooking pot that's made from tin, then you can mix raspberries and blueberries and you get a really fancy drink out of it. It has a constant health regeneration on it. Stuff like that, but for our purposes here, this is what we use. So, let's see. I'll mess with him later. That's just to get him going. Okay, so we're going to start building on our roof. So, roof time. We've already got our framing members up over there to build our little arches, if you want to call them that. Now it's time for thatch pieces. Now, something I'm going to pay attention to while I'm doing this is to make sure that I've got adequate support down below. So, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I'm probably going to wind up having to make some kind of a system of support columns or something like that to add into the framing. But so far, if we're looking at what we've got, yeah, see, we've got a yellow piece here already. Now we're green and green and green over there. We can see where this guy goes. He's orange. So how about we come to this end over here and we'll use this side as support. Okay, so now technically this plane right here is considered shelter. You see the icon up there at the top. So if it rains, we're not affected by the elements any. And if we connect these up, how are we looking? Okay, green, 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 except for a yellow right there. So we'll see how this winds up building out as I do these 2 middle planes here. We'll see where it goes, and if I need to add any central column to it, I will do it. There we go. I can finish up the rest of that, those framing members right there, because I neglected to do that. Okay. And as far as our wood pieces, I think we have enough to do some more. See, it's 2 per. Okay, so let's at least finish this guy. There we go. I'm going to get as much of these across as possible in the event that this thing wants to fall and break. So it gives you some time. There we go. So the weakest structurally are going to be these guys. Now what I could conceivably do is I could build, depending upon how I wind up setting this interior portion up, I could build some column supports that go up. Let's see. These things do snap in place at the corner of these, so it's kind of convenient. One thing I want to keep in mind here, though, is what I'm going to be using this for. So on the bottom here, let's see, under miscellaneous, we'll get access to a portal later on, and it's kind of tall. It's kind of a 2x2, type thing. So it's a little bit of a piece. I want to leave a little bit of room over there for that. But over here, I already want to start constructing beds. I can knock a couple of that out. I'm only doing this just to get an idea as to what I need, pieces-wise. So let's do 2 of those, and let's mock up. I don't have enough wood to do it, but I like to mock up little foot lockers so we kind of see, okay, this is where it's stopping right there. So I could safely put some vertical support columns. Yeah, I could do that. I could snap them right there. And then let's see what that does. Okay, well, I can't do the last one because I need more wood. So let's go tag a little bit of wood real quick, and we will finish those vertical support columns. This should only take me a second. I don't want to spin forever out here. So, okay, what does this require? It requires 2, and I want to build 3 more. So let's get 6 wood. Stumps, you can take these things down. For those of y'all that are unfamiliar with woodworking on this, or excuse me, wood cutting. But like I mentioned earlier, you have to be careful because it'll launch it up in the air. Let's see. There's an old stump. I'm looking for old logs again. Pretty soon I'm going to start doing repair on these tools here because they're starting to wear out again. But I'm not going to cheese this. I'm going to stay with the stone axe and simulate. Well, actually, this is more of a simulation. Actually being a new character and having limited tools and resources. So let's see. That's 19. Let's go back. Oops. Get me out of there. Oh, hello, neighbor. Did you come over to bring me a dish? Here you go. Alright. Anyway. Those things are fun. They're annoying, but they're fun. Okay. Vertical support columns for the roof. Back at it here. I've already got these 3 down. It's kind of a demonstration. These things snapped in place. And let's see. Okay. So these 2 planes seem to be fine. They're all green and green. That's a slightly different shade of green. And then we'll see what happens once we finish the remainder of this roof here. But as far as these goes, I'm going to go ahead and construct these guys because I do know that I'm going to split these 3 sections up. Now, one of the things I'm wanting to do here is move the workbench in here and then leave this space, this 2x3 section basically right here, for upgrades to the workbench. And there's 3 of them to get it up to a grade 4. And then on this section over here, since I'm keeping a little bit of symmetry here with this house, this area will be empty, but it will be left open for forge construction later on. And I'll have a couple of storage boxes. I'll go ahead and set all that up, but I'm going to do that more in the interior portion, which is further into this video. And then same thing here, it'll be upgrades and all that. What is it, I can't remember what it is. I think there's 3 of them. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but they're basically extra things that you place down, similar to the workbench, so you can get to grade 2, grade 3, quality 2, quality 3, quality 4 stuff. So pretty simple. Let's go ahead and get one of those cooked up. While that's going, let's get our tools repaired, and I'm going to need to move this workbench inside here pretty soon. I will do it once I am finished with the ceiling work. So let's see. Okay. Alright, let's go grab a little bit more wood. And actually, let's take maybe 1 or 2 of these trees down. I want to get a good stack of it. Because I've got a good 18 more pieces of thatch roof to put down. Those are 2 a pop, so that's 36 pieces of wood I need. Be careful with the logs, the tree logs, as they come down, because they can smash you and they can kill you. I'm trying to keep everything in this video here clean. I've already had 1 slight interruption, but I don't want to have to hack it up because I'm dying over and over because I'm being reckless and irresponsible chopping down trees. Okay, so let's see, 28, not quite enough. Let's see, at least they make wood in this extremely plentiful. I mean, it's might as well be infinite. There's so much of it. There we go, timber! Surprised I didn't take that other one down. Let me go over there and tag those raspberries while I'm thinking about it. And it did take it down. There we go. Okay. All right. Nice little area back over there. Is that thing hitting the stump or is it hitting the log? Okay, what are we at? 51? Yeah, that'll work for now. So we've already got our gable roof framing members built to match the thatch pieces. We have roof access, so let's finish this other half. And once we get this done, then we can start moving the workbench in here. Here we go. All right. And placing down some more of these little torches on the ground. Those will be interior lighting. It'll all be great. Okay. And then you should be the last piece. Boom. And let's check it out. So far, so good. Now, I am going to knock out for a chimney and all that stuff, but I'm just not quite there yet. So, one thing I like to do is walk around and make sure everything is sheltered. So, I'm looking up at that icon at the top right there and making sure we're good. Yes, the door and everything is off center on purpose. This is a 6x6. It's not a prime number thing. So, anyway, otherwise, if it were like a 6x7, you know, and a little bit wider, we have the doors dead in the middle, but they are slightly offset on purpose. Okay, so this actually worked out with these support beams. You have yellow, 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 yellow up here. They're slightly weaker. We might be able to do something, simulate building a rafter, maybe, by taking that support beam over there and building him up and then going across and seeing if that works. It may or may not work. This game's physics for building are not exactly real life. Some of the foundation stuff is correct in terms of how dead load transfers down into footings and into the ground and all that, but with some of the stuff I've experimented with, you can't exactly build collar ties and knee boards and rafter ties and rafters and all this stuff and really solidify it up. It just doesn't seem to work right. So, okay, so we've got all that stuff done. Let's move our workbench inside and start messing with some interior stuff. And we'll dress up a little bit with exterior lights and what have you. So, workbench. Let's see, before we tear it down, make sure our tools are repaired. And we'll knock him down. Go ahead and claim... Oh, that's right. Okay. I can't reclaim the wood yet. I gotta put the workbench in first. So there you go. So, original design behind this is to have the workbench here. Okay. And then let's go reclaim our wood pieces here. Okay. And set yourself on fire, because you don't know what you're doing. Good job. Okay. So Workbench is relocated. I want to get some exterior lights out here. That's fine. They're not going to be perfect. We have our roof access with that ladder. Highly recommended. Especially if you need to outrun something. You can go screaming and yelling like a little girl up your little roof access ladder. Okay, so one thing I want to do is I want to wall off these 3 sections in here and figure out, let's see, can I place him up there up top? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I'll leave him over here though somewhere, but I want to wall off these sections here. So we have our workbench right here, and then room for upgrades are going to be in there somewhere. And I think I was going to originally do this as a 2x3, so we have a little bit of room here. Although I can probably use some of these columns as wall points, do a few of these so it's not quite so skinny through this space here, since we're using these support columns to help hold up the roof. Let's see. The third one in the middle, since we've got workbench plus upgrade accessories here, forge, and then forge upgrade accessories here, this guy's campfire. So what I'm thinking out loud here is deer rug, and then knocking this out and building ourselves a chimney. So let's start with that. We take down a little bit of what we built here. Some of these walls. Now, I could either keep the house 6x6 square in symmetry, or I could divert away from that a little bit, take these support members, move them over, and then extend this out. And what I could do, and I think this is what I actually will do, these 2 floor pieces that are right here and right here, I will make them stairs. I will place campfires here and here, and then build a chimney around it. So let's do it. Okay, let's get these knocked out, but let's go ahead and replace them and put these guys here. That should be fine. They're not going to be exactly perfect, but I want something that's connected to these, or at least connected to the walls. So, okay, so we're going to have stair access, but first, let's use half walls. You know what? Let's back it up a little bit. Place one of these lights so we can see what the heck we're doing. Okay. We're going to use some of these little half-height walls right here. This will cover the bottoms of this up. Okay. So, I'm going to place some stairs here. Sure those are even, and they are. And then what we can do is we can either build square, we can go half out with it. I actually have to be a little bit further than that as a placement of campfires. And then we could bend it in with, kind of make it look a little bit more like a nook in a house where you've got 45-degree bends in it, and then build that up. That makes it a slight bit more fancy. Okay, we're limited on stone, so let's pick up all of our goodies here. Build our campfires down on the ground. I want to get them as close to these steps as possible, because I don't want this to be a huge thing. Now the cool thing about this, the 2 campfires, this is for later. You can put down 3 of the cooking stations, so you can cook 6 meats at once. But then you also have room for a cooking pot over one of these as well. So, let's go. Let's see, we have 15 wood. I'm going to wind up running out of wood on this. So, chimney, we're going to start with our base here. And we're going to copy our wall structure that we have here. And you just keep this square and keep this simple. let's just do that. So we have plenty of room. I may wind up relocating those campfires. They can be a mock position to see how they sit. Okay, and then down below here, we want these half wall pieces to cover up the underside. This house doesn't have a crawl space. So let's do this. Boom. It's covered up. And we can go back after everything is set up, but it's purely an aesthetic thing, and run those half-height walls all the way around to make it look more solid into the ground, where you don't see wooden support piers, you know, type of thing. It looks more like a natural house. It just is elevated slightly. Okay, so let's look at our campfire placement. Okay. Okay, let's see how this looks. Yes, I know I'm on fire. And let's see, did I lose a little bit of stone out of that? Or wood? Okay, what does it tell me I'm missing? Wood, alright. Let's go back and fix that real quick. I'll grab the resin piece right there. There we go. I have to be careful how far I venture out, because it's nighttime, and those silly critters come out, the gray dwarfs and Drayken, rather. So I want to get back over to the structure as quick as possible. Okay, alright. And I hear one behind me now. Okay, let's take this tree down. There you go. There you are. And once we get him down, yeah. What a good thing about building a structure is your wood cutting skills. They go through the roof with this, so that's kind of nice. 27, I want another tree down. Oh, would have been nice if it landed on him. There. Oh! Don't you roll over to my house. It will damage the structure. You have to be careful. See? It hit it. It's only because this is on a downhill slope, a downhill grade. A positive grade. Negative grade towards the house, positive away from where the tree was. But that does open up something. So if you get damaged pieces, you can go over to your hammer, and as long as you're near a workbench, you can click on stuff to repair it. So you just bang, 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 and it'll click, click, click on everything. These half walls off, they are slightly. I may have to make a correction on that. Maybe. Depending upon how persnickety I want to be about it. Okay, so we have almost a whole stack of wood. And on our chimney here, we are going to build it up maybe 1.5 probably wall heights, and then I'll build a little chimney cap for it. And I'll show you how I did it. It's very simple. Go away. Okay. Up our roof access ladder. Okay, here's our chimney. And let's get these 26 inches or 26 degree guys right there to cover that up. Actually, yes. Yeah. Okay. Now this is a little bit precarious in here. You have to be careful what you're standing on. You can fall in the fire. You can get smoked by the fire. So it's not fun. Okay. Let's see, let's snap him to the end of... Maybe, hang on. Let me go back inside and look at this real quick. Actually, no, we're not using these pieces. We're back up. We're going to use straight wall pieces straight up, not these 45s, or these 26s. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, you snap onto that wall piece. That's good. And you should go straight on top of him. You may have to do this from up top, which I think I will. Okay. Back to roof access. Okay. Our fancy handy-dandy chimney made here. Okay. Coming around. Okay. Ideally, it doesn't have to be this big. I can make it a rectangular thing. Structurally, I think it's a little bit easier to build this way. But one of the things I like to do here is I stick on a 45-degree thatch roof piece on the inside, right there. Okay. And then, let's see, from here, we can go... I could go 26 on these guys and go across, and then use support columns on the other end. Yeah, this will work. Let's do it this way. How much wood do I have? I think I have enough to finish this. Okay, turn these guys in. Okay. And then up here, we will use half high. Am I off over here? I am off over there. Look at that. Am I off over here as well? I'll let it ride out. Let's just go. Let's go with it. You can kind of cheese stuff in this game a little bit. Okay. Let's pull it off of him. That's fine. Nope, let's pull it off of him and level it back out. Make it even. That'll actually work right there. Yeah, or I can take this wall and... Yeah, let's do that. Let's recorrect that. I'll correct this mistake here. I thought I had the same kind of kick out on the opposite side, but that's fine. We'll do this proper and make it look right. Okay. So that is our snapping point. Here's our point for that. The roof piece is even, they're slightly off center. We will redo them. We're doing a pair of 26s. I was originally going to do only 145 on this, but I'll stick with this. Okay, so we have this halfway up. So what we can do here, since we're using a guy, keep raising this up one more, and we will do 26. And let's see where smoke goes. So we effectively have a flue that sends it up out at an angle. Make sure we have some wood here. So the idea is that we're not smoked out when we're in here. Are we hitting anything in the head? No, we're not. We can do some aesthetics and correct this a little bit and raise this up slightly. Doesn't necessarily have to snap if we don't want it to. You know what? I'll probably keep it there because the these roof points that are sending it up that way are actually coming down slightly. But the most important thing is to make sure that you don't have pieces that are banging in your guy's head, because we want to be able to walk down here and come and cook our food. So 2 campfires are built. So let's see, we can do our cooking pits here, or cooking stations rather, but we'll come back to that. So time to get more wood. You know what, just to be mean, I should timestamp all the times where I go out to knock down wood, and just leave that in the description down there. That would be fun. So with what we're doing here, we're almost done with this. We're looking at a good hour 15. I thought it'd be a little bit quicker to do this, and I didn't anticipate all the time taken into doing a lot of the wood cutting. So, and I have no idea how much wood I cut. I had considered at the beginning of the video, down in the description, putting a thing on there that showed here's exactly how much wood you need, but I mean, that's impossible to keep track of, really. There's an old log over here. Okay, 29. I'll go ahead and grab another full stack, although I don't think I need it. The remainder will be for dress-up stuff, covering up the crawl space down below, maybe adding more support beams or dress-up support beams. I could probably do that. Don't really need to do much else on this thing. Okay, almost done. I'll go ahead and take them down. Manage your food. When you are in crafting and construction mode, it's easy to get caught in the zone there, and you're not paying attention to your guy's health and stamina and all that jazz. And this food, like what I was just doing, he was flatlined down at base level, so that's not good. Get our axe and our hammer tool repaired. Go back out and do a little bit more work on getting some more wood. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, I'll do this. I'll leave it with this much. This should work. We should have enough to finish this, or at least get close. There's our smoke. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Going out at an angle. Out and away from the house. We have a roof access over there. We're sheltered. The only questionable spots are going to be the these top 4 guys up there. I could try some experiments here by building collar ties using these supports. I think I can just try it right now. Let's do it. So use these guys, snap them in place. Okay, I think the snap mechanic is what's most important here. And then let's use the shorty. Snap him in place. Look at that. Kind of, maybe? I can't tell. We want to go further. We could try. This is a little bit more akin to doing truss work. And put some of these guys here, and you have kind of these pseudo archways. But this is probably redundant. This gets a little bit closer into dress up and less into structural. Yeah, it didn't seem to make any real difference there. So, with these guys up in place, let's try constructing a rafter. So, let's see if that did anything. This is actually a good demonstration, because you get these ideas as being somebody who knows how a house is built or how to build them. You think, oh, I can apply it into this game. And you go and do it, and you build it, and you waste all this wood. So now I'm down a bunch of wood that I used, and it made no appreciable difference here. So, in fact, these pieces are coming apart. Now, Ideally, I think, and I'm not going to do it here in this video because I don't have the means to chop down the trees or to go to the area that's necessary for it, but ideally you could use the stronger logs from core wood, which requires pine trees in the black forest. And you could probably get away with doing some of this stuff. Certainly you could have taller support columns. So, like for instance, these guys here, these might not actually be efficacious. They may not actually be effective at what I'm thinking about over here. But they have these core wood ones that are logged that are double the height of these guys that would plank these roof pieces down into this floor area, and it would probably cure a lot of that. So let's consider that more of a dress-up thing and something that is ineffectual. It didn't actually work. So there's a little demonstration there for you. If I can get the wood here. Get up there. Grab that. There we go. So that can be kind of a dress-up thing, you know, whatever. One other thing we could try is doing some of these guys up there and see if that has any effect at all. But there's little things you can do to experiment with on here. That may have actually done something. So there you go. Are we all nice and green? There. Those are better. Okay. And if we want to mess with the same stuff there, it might be possible to do something else. But the roof, I have found, especially in larger buildings, you want to, big vaulted roofs, they always seem to be the weakest spots, is on the top centers of them. So, okay. Back to making sure we have space for all of our upgrades. So, let's see. I don't think I have any of these upgrades really unlocked, but chopping block could fit there in the corner. And then you still have room for two other upgrades along the side. One of them is called an adzed, and it's this block with this funky axe-looking tool in it. It's long and rectangular, skinny. Then you have the tanning rack. So they could conceivably sit on these sides here. And then you have access here for everything that you need. For a fully upgraded workbench. And then similar for everything over on the put this down. Similar for everything over here, what would be the forge once it is built. You have the same type of thing. So we'll place the forge down here, and then do the pieces that are necessary for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Okay. Do we have enough wood for cooking stations? We do. So we're going to try and cram these in as far as we can. We're going to get a little bit smoked. Okay. Good and even. Alright. Get out of there. Come on. So you're able to come down here. I need to make sure that the chimney exhaust is adequate on this, because I do not want to get smoked when I'm inside of the chimney, or inside of the these cooking stations here. So let me double check and make sure and see where the smoke is going. If I need to, I will double up the size of that in case the smoke is getting caught up here, or take those vertical pieces out since they're technically not needed, because this plane here is still considered shelter. It should be fine. We'll go do a real life thing and just make sure it wasn't me standing too close into it. But smoke, that's a thing. We want it exhausted out of a some kind of a chimney. We want to be able to go up to our cooking stations and blam, 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 get our meat on there, go to what will later be the cooking pot right there, and do it. So I may have to make a modification on this. Okay, so as far as the rest of this goes, I think the only other thing I wanted to mess with was making storage pieces, storage boxes, and I can do a demonstration of that, but I need to go grab some more wood again. Hope I don't want to eat a seed. Yeah, I see you over there. Fall on him. Oh, not on me. There you go. You have to be careful. By the way, for new players, clubs are fantastic against critters like that. It's one of the better weapons in the game, I think. Although you get fancier stuff later on. So far we're at the hour-and-a-half mark. Thereabouts. Okay, 40 to 50, yeah. Take some of these smaller guys down. So, the storage boxes take 10 a pop. They're pretty expensive, but I want to outfit and then build up some kind of shelving to kind of demonstrate, you know, hey, here's how it works. Let's kill a couple of pigs first. We'll cook the meat and get it going. Stone to grab. What are we at here? Grab a little bit more. I'll mock up 2 foot lockers that go next to the beds. Maybe do a 3rd bed. Kind of just do it as a demonstration type thing to show, hey, you know, here's what we can do with the room that's allocated in here. A 6x6 footprint yields a little bit of real estate room. So, and I'll finish doing whatever other dress up I can do, and get to something that's as close to a complete product as possible. Did not mean to chop him down, I must have been working on him earlier. Don't roll to the house. Go someplace else, there you go. Okay, where are we at now? Almost 2 stacks. That should be enough to finish what I want to do here. Okay. Come back to him if I need him. Okay, so go back and I'm going to eyeball and make sure that I have the chimney where I want it. Because getting down here to the cooking stations, I do not want to be smoked. If I walk much closer, then yeah, it would be a fair thing to get smoked out by it, but I don't want to be smoked while I'm trying to stand there and cook my food. It's just annoying. So it looks like it might be a slight bit close here. One thing I could do is we could, to improve this, perhaps place a vertical wall in there that comes down to about right here. I could try that here in a second and see how that works out. Okay, so one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to simulate having beds, bedding over here maybe. Yeah, we have enough for, say, 4 people. And I originally thought 2, maybe 3, but 4 is fine. The idea behind this is when I say it's 4 people, is you have 4 beds, 4 spawn points, right? And then we could have foot lockers down, 1 for each, and then we could do some kind of main storage room, say, right here, so we could wall this off. Now this is all just like an accessory thing, you know, it's not something you necessarily have to do. This is just kind of like thinking out loud. If I were to build this in a real game and I had a few buddies that we were playing, you know, with, then we could do this. So, or I could take those beds and flip them around and have them facing insides, and you have 4 foot lockers. personal storage, and then you have your beds right there. But here we could do, say, let's do an example here. Since these things are so expensive wood-wise, and I don't want to spend, the next, 12 hours collecting wood, we place these down, and then what we can use to build shelving are these little wood floor guys. And what you can do is, since they don't really snap in place, you just follow the lines that you got there. And boom, and then you can place your other storage boxes on top. So, and of course, making it all level and all that, of course, I know I have it off, it's not even, but you can copy that same thing over there, and now you have 8 storage boxes. And that's quite a bit of real estate. Something else over here, being mindful of the space it requires for a tanning rack, you could do the exact same thing with shelving. You could build, say, using this column, right? And then this will be a storage box that's strictly for crafting in the workbench. So inside of here, you can put all this stuff for making arrows or whatever. And if you still have space down here, then you can throw another box down there. Now you've got 20 active slots of storage dedicated just for the workbench. And then the same can be done here for the forge. Now in my game, I have one box up there, and it has storage for bronze, copper, and tin bars. And it's right up here. Come up to the forge, bam, there's my storage box. Anything I got, I can go in there and I can handle it there. So, pretty cool. Okay, so a little bit of possible chimney rework here. Since I'm not happy with the smoke thing, let's try doing some walls right here, and let's see if that cures some of it. The idea behind this chimney action is to get the smoke out. So let's cover a little bit more here and build a chase here that's a little bit further down. Covers it more up. Covers it up more, rather. If I'm mincing words, it's because I'm in the zone and I'm concentrating, so. Okay, and I knocked something out I didn't mean to knock out over there. I think. What did I hit? Did I knock out one of those pieces? I think I did. And I'm on fire. I have one of those bad neighbors up there. Let me go handle him. I'm on fire, and since they don't like fire, you'll probably freak out. Come here, bad neighbor. Get off my lawn. There you go. Okay. So let's make sure our chimney's good over here. Never a dull moment with those little break-in dudes. Yeah. Okay, I think I could probably use a flat roof on that. That would honestly be fine. Yeah, let's do a slight bit of rework on this. Okay. Why is he not snapping into place properly? That's better. Okay. Let's do a half wall. I don't know why I'm getting a lot of smoke out of this. I've done these several times before. So let's try that. Take him out, and we will do wall pieces underneath here. Turn these. There we go. If I really want, I could do a 20. Yeah, that'll look fine. Okay. That kind of follows the curvature of the ceiling there anyways, so okay, just dress up. Am I close enough to get this stuff, or do these things need to go up higher? Yeah. Okay. Let's see where they work now. So these are some of the options that you have when doing chimney work here. That's obviously dress up. That's just to make it look more uniform looking. Okay. This a little bit better. This might work. If it doesn't, you can place some more half walls down there on the bottom. So at this point, I'm just getting into kind of nitpicky stuff. It probably doesn't make any real hill of beans a difference. And those pieces right there are slightly off-center, as you can tell. Further separation of these pieces in here. Take these guys right here. Flip him around to make him match. Maybe, maybe not. Why he was something like that. There we go. Hey, get in there. Get situated. Sometimes it takes a while to find that exact right spot for the snap mechanic to activate. And then let's do a little bit more. This dress-up stuff is nice, you know, and it's cool. Is it really crucial that I have a full wall separating all this? Nah. I mean, the most important thing is making sure we get the smoke from the campfires up and out. You know, kind of a thing. The smoke's not going to waft into these other areas here. So, okay. Anything else here, really? I don't think so. This pretty much fit what I wanted. It certainly got close. So I'm pretty happy with it. We still have mostly walking access back here. How much wood do we have? 7. And how much do these little guys are 1 a pop? So I mean, you can do some dress up and finish that up and make him go to the ceiling, you know, whatever. Pretty simple. So basic house. We have what? 5 rooms, if you want to call them that. You have a cooking pit in here, and this can certainly be dressed up and upgraded. You can place your deer rug right there, and then you have your sitting and resting spot right there. You could add boxes with the shelving that I showed how to do over there on the sides here for food storage. That would certainly be easy to do. Well, I can do a quick demonstration here. In fact, we're snapping together right there, so let's see. Not snapping on that guy, probably because he already has that existing thing over there, but even though I don't have the wood for it. Yeah, you could do that. Have one on the ground. So then you have all of your berries and cooked meat, not cooked meat, you know, raw meat storage right there. Maybe even an additional one right here. So that's well and organized. You have the workbench with storage and add another box. 4 beds, and probably space those out to further accommodate the use of that support column right there, that support beam. And then you can build storage footlockers if you really want. You don't necessarily have to. It's just an idea. I kind of like stuff like that. I like on a multiplayer setup in a game, something like this. I like to have personal storage box of my own. And then this is actual house base storage right there. So you've got everything you need there. Let's see. Is there a spot here that's not covered by shelter? Or that it's just hot? Anyway, or that it's just cold. Anywho, you have your doors, which I might relocate him because he looks like he's slightly off. Or, if you're very persnickety about it, you could try building a beam like that. Although, it looks cool, it might block your head. So, that's something to consider. Figured out if you want to build beams across there, you know, for the windows to cover them up. But you may need to raise them up higher, so head access there is a thing. And it's basically it. Not much to it. So 6x6 house, 2 entrance doors. You have your roof access, a bunch of wood on the top I need to go grab. Chimney, which I need to actually finish dressing him up. It looks like I may have knocked out a wall over there on accident. So pretty simple. There's not really a whole lot to it. How long did this take? What, an hour and a half, I think? Something like that, maybe? So, let's finish him up just for the sake of having him done proper. I don't like to leave stuff half done. I'm a bit of a stickler for doing things right. So get in there. Don't take an hour and a half to do this. There, snap on that wall. There you go. And then we can finish this off with some half walls. Snap to this guy down there, maybe. Still snap, maybe not. There he goes. There you go. We have our chimney. We have intact roof. You can cover the crawl space up with, depending upon the depth of the dirt. Now, mine wasn't exactly perfectly level, so you may have to use full wall pieces as long as they snap to something. Either these support columns, whatever you want to do. A little bit further dress up, we could place support columns at the corners. Do that number. And I don't think it's going to have technically much of an impact in terms of the structure of the house, but it does make it look like it's more intentional this way, like it was built like that on purpose. So you have a lot of flexibility with the stuff that you can do building-wise in this game, but some of the rules of real-life framing of structures don't necessarily apply. Foundation stuff, yes, not so much the other stuff. So, you know, it's something to take into account when you build it. The foundation is arguably the most important thing on a structure in this game that I have found. If you don't do it right, you will have problems forever that will never go away. So you have to make sure that that everything is structured properly. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I mean, there's not much you really have to go nuts on. It's not overly technical or anything like that. And you'll be taking stuff down and putting stuff back up and what have you, but we're making corrections like that right there. That's an aesthetic one that I missed. I had one of those half-height walls turn the opposite direction. So you'll do a lot of corrective maintenance like that for things when you're constructing. But otherwise, you get yourself a fully secure house, and it's not going to take you forever to do it. This is an hour and a half, 45 minutes in on this, and this is with some dress-up work done on it. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. It was actually a lot of fun bringing this little vision of mine to life. I could probably still spend another hour on this, tweaking it and getting a lot more wood and all that, but for the sake of what we're doing here, it's already done. You now have yourself a house that you can upgrade, you know, and put all your storage and supplies and stuff in and work from there, you know, before you get to the fancier stuff. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helps some people out there that are new to this game, doing construction, you know, constructing buildings and crafting and stuff like that. Give them a little bit more confidence on how to do stuff. Maybe open up their minds for some ideas and things to do. Build something better than what I just did. Whatever you want to do. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a good one. Thank you. Hit those like and sub buttons if you would, please. Questions and comments down below. And like I said at the beginning of the video, everything here will be time-stamped. I'm going to go through here and make sure it's all good to go. So, you guys have a good one. Thank you very much for watching.